Welcome to this tutorial on how to deposit datasets on SWISSUbase. FORCE, the Swiss Center of Expertise in the Social Sciences, is responsible for social science projects submitted to SWISSUbase. In this tutorial, we'll show you the key steps to deposit datasets on SWISSUbase. Before we begin, we would like to introduce the structure of SWISSUbase, as we believe that understanding this organization helps users better navigate the platform. SWISSUbase is organized into 3 hierarchical levels. The first level is the project, which serves as the central unit. Each project can contain 1 or more dataset entries, which make up the secondary level. Finally, each dataset entry includes several files, representing the third level. For more information, we invite you to watch the previous video titled, "A Short Introduction to the Structure of SWISSUbase." To deposit a dataset in SWISSUbase, you must first have created an account and submitted a project. If you have not yet done so, we invite you to watch the previous video titled, "How to Create and Manage a Social Science Project on SWISSUbase." Let's proceed with the main subject of this video, the dataset deposition process. When you are on the SWISSUbase main page, and once you're logged in, click on My Projects in the main menu. The list of projects you have created will appear in the tab. Select the project for which you want to create a dataset. The project overview page will appear. You are now on the first level of the SWISSUbase hierarchy. Click on Datasets in the menu on the left-hand side to access the second level of the hierarchy. Then, click on Add Dataset in the top right corner to begin creating a new dataset. Next, select the language in which you wish to describe your dataset. You are required to provide a title in the language selected, but you may also include titles in other languages. Then, add a description of the dataset. You can also add remarks about the documentation. Once completed, click on Create a Dataset to proceed. The dataset has now been created. We will now request a DOI, which will be assigned to your dataset. Click on Request DOIs. 2 DOIs will be assigned to your dataset. The first is called the canonical DOI and points to the full version history. The second is version-specific, meaning it refers to this exact version of your dataset. It only changes if a new version is created. Both DOIs are already available during the submission process. This can be useful, for example, if you need to cite the dataset in a paper under review, or if a funding agency asks for proof that your data will be archived. However, keep in mind, the DOIs won't be active until the dataset is published on SWISSUbase. Click on Edit to edit the information in the following boxes. At the bottom of the page, you can also find the citation. Click on Organize Authors in order to reorganize the order of the authors if necessary. Then click on Save. Now in the menu on the left-hand side, click on Collection Mode. In this section, you will need to provide several details. First, click on Edit. Indicate the type of data by specifying whether it is quantitative or qualitative. Then, select the time method that best describes how the data was collected over time. Next, specify the media by indicating the material you analyzed. You can choose from different types of documents, such as data files, digitized texts, images, or audio recordings. Finally, you can select the institute involved in the data collection. If you have several institutes, or if the institute does not appear in the list, you can add them under Other Data Collector. Once all the information has been entered, click Save in the top right corner. Now click on Usage License. You have to indicate the type of license you want to share your dataset. Click on Select License. To publish your dataset, SWISSUbase requires you to confirm the following. You are either the owner of the data, authorized to publish the data, or the dataset is composed of data licensed for republication. Under Data Sensitivity, you must choose one of the following statements. Either confirm that the dataset does not consist of any personal and/or sensitive data, or confirm that the dataset does contain personal and/or sensitive data, and that all individuals have been informed about the publication of the data and/or have given their consent. Select the option that best corresponds to the nature of your dataset. You can also place an embargo on your data. If you choose to do so, it is recommended that the embargo period does not exceed 3 years. Finally, indicate whether you wish to publish your data as open access or with restricted access. If you choose open access, you will then need to select a license between the various Creative Commons licenses or public domain. With the open access option, data can be accessed publicly and no registration or login is required. Click on the license to view more information or consult the SWISSUbase help page for further guidance. However, restricted access is recommended for social science data. With this option, users will need to log in on the platform and accept the restricted license in order to request the data. This allows you to define additional restrictions for data access and reuse. Consult the SWISSUbase help page for further guidance. If you choose restricted access, you will need to specify the restrictions you wish to apply to your data. You can also indicate whether you would like to retain the authority to approve or revoke download permissions. Then click Save in the top right corner. Now select Files from the left-hand panel. Then, click on Add Files in the top right corner and choose the type of file you want to upload. Let's begin with the data files. A new page will open where you can assign a title to your file. Add any remarks if necessary, and check the box to confirm that you have anonymized the data as thoroughly as possible. You can add remarks about the anonymization in the dedicated box. Now, select the data files you wish to upload. Use a zip file if you wish to upload your dataset in multiple formats, and make sure that you have at least one file in an open format. Then, click on Create. Now, you can add additional information about the data you've uploaded. Click on Data Collection in the left-hand panel. For each orange indicator, click on Edit or fill in the corresponding field to provide the necessary details. While only fields marked with orange indicators are mandatory, the more information you provide, the easier it becomes to discover and reuse your data. If you need guidance, click on the information icon next to each field. Once at least all fields marked with an orange dot have been completed, click Save in the top right corner. Then, return to the Files page using the breadcrumb menu. Repeat this process for each dataset you wish to add to your project. Click Add Files again, then select Add Documentation. Enter a title for your document and choose the documentation type that best describes it. If you want the document to be publicly visible and accessible in the catalog, check the box labeled Public Access Catalog. Finally, upload the file by clicking on the rectangle below and selecting the file from your device. Consider using zip files if you upload the same document in different versions or languages. We also recommend using a short and meaningful name for your document. Then, click on Create on the top right corner. Once all the data and the documentation related to your dataset is uploaded, return to the Files page using the breadcrumb menu. Then, click on Deposit Dataset on the top right corner. If any required information is missing, the second step will indicate which fields need to be completed or corrected. The third step presents the deposit contract. You will need to read and accept the terms by checking the corresponding box. Finally, on the fourth step, review your license selection to ensure you've chosen the correct one. You can still cancel the deposit at this stage and return to it later if needed. Otherwise, click Deposit Dataset to complete the submission process. Once the dataset has been successfully deposited, it undergoes a quality control review by our data curators. You can track the status of your datasets by using the breadcrumb menu and clicking on Project. Here, you will be able to view the current status of your dataset. An orange dot indicates that the data is submitted. A purple dot indicates that the data experts are currently reviewing the submission. A green dot signifies that the dataset has been published. When the status of your project changes, the responsible person of your project team will receive a notification by email. Congratulations! You now know how to deposit a dataset on SWISSUbase. For further information, we invite you to check the other available resources using the QR code. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for choosing SWISSUbase.